All right, so your brand's colors are more than just a design choice. They are a powerful psychological tool that influences how people perceive your app, your company, and your overall brand identity. So the colors you choose impact recognition, trust, conversions, and emotional connection. So every successful brand, of course, from Apple to Nike, Instagram to TikTok, McDonald's to Tesla, has intentionally selected colors that reinforce their brand identity and influence how users feel. And in this module, I'm going to break down how to choose the best colors for your brand, what makes certain colors more effective than others, and how to make sure your brand stands out in the most competitive digital spaces. And so the first thing to understand is that color psychology is real, and it plays a massive role in brand perception. Studies show that up to 90% of snap judgments about a product are based on color alone. Different colors trigger different emotions, and that's why global brands use colors strategically. Red creates a sense of urgency, passion, and excitement. That's why companies like Coca-Cola, Netflix, and YouTube use red. It grabs attention and drives action. Blue represents trust, stability, and professionalism, which is why companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, PayPal, and X all used blue to install confidence and reliability. Green is associated with growth, so nature and balance, making it a popular choice for brands in health, finance, and sustainability, like Whole Foods, Starbucks, and Mint. Even Robinhood, I think, uses green. Yellow conveys happiness, positivity, energy, which is why McDonald's, Snapchat use it to create an upbeat, high-energy brand. So black and white are all about luxury, sophistication, and minimalism. Think Apple, Chanel, Nike, Tesla, clean, premium, and timeless. So how do you select the best colors for your app or business? The first step is to identify your brand's core message and, of course, its personality. So are you a high energy, disruptive startup looking to stand out? Or do you want to communicate trust, reliability, and security? The answer will guide your primary brand color. So if your app is designed for fast decision making, social engagement, or excitement, bold colors like red or yellow can create the sense of urgency and action you need. If you're in a fintech or financial technology company, enterprise software, or health and wellness, blues and greens are better choices because they evoke trust and calmness. So if your brand is premium, cutting edge, or high end, a black and white minimalist aesthetic could make a stronger impact. Let's talk about the second step, which is competitor analysis. Your colors should not only align with your brand identity, but also stand out in your industry. So let's say you're launching a new productivity app. Most competitors might be using blue and white. So choosing a vibrant green or bold purple could help you stand out. TikTok's signature neon gradient made them instantly recognizable in the crowded social media space. So their high contrast color palette set them apart from Instagram's soft pinks and Facebook's deep blues. The key is to identify what competitors are doing and find a way to differentiate your brand visually. So next, let's talk about color combinations. Your brand's color palette should include primary, secondary, and accent colors to create consistency and versatility across all of your branding. Your primary color is your anchor, the one that defines your brand. This is the color people should instantly associate with your app. Instagram's gradient, Spotify's green, Twitter's blue, or X is black now. These are strong primary color choices. So your secondary colors complement the primary color and create visual balance. If your primary color is bold, your secondary color should soften it. If your primary color is calming, your secondary color might add contrast or emphasis. Accent colors should be used sparingly. These are usually used for CTAs, buttons, and highlights to direct attention. Think about how Amazon uses its orange for action buttons, or Netflix uses the red for engagement. The right balance ensures high visibility without overwhelming your audience. And so now, let's talk about usability and accessibility. Your brand color should not only look great, but also be functional across all platforms. High contrast is critical. If your colors don't have enough contrast, they might look beautiful in a logo, but will fail in digital applications. A perfect example is how Google ensures contrast on all its branding elements. No matter the screen size or the lighting conditions, their colors will always pop. So test your colors in light mode, dark mode, desktop, and mobile. Make sure your CTA buttons stand out clearly and ensure readability on all screen types. If they have to squint to read your app content, they will bounce. literally immediately. So another key aspect of color selection is emotional consistency. Your website, app, social media, or marketing materials should all use the same color identity to create a strong brand recognition. Think about McDonald's red and yellow. Whether you see it on an ad, packaging, a mobile app, or in store, it always feels familiar. The same goes for Apple. Its use of sleek, minimalist, black and white, or Slack's vibrant purple and blue, your colors should create a seamless experience across every touch point. Let's go a little bit deeper into real-world examples of color impact in branding. Take Snapchat, for example. Bright yellow was an unexpected but brilliant choice. No other social media app was using it, so it became instantly recognizable. Tesla's black, white, and red branding gives off a high-end, futuristic feel that aligns with its premium product line, or maybe not so premium now at the time of this video. If Tesla's brand used bright orange and blue, it wouldn't feel as sophisticated or luxurious. So how do you apply this to your brand? First, choose a primary color that represents the emotions you want your audience to feel. Then select the secondary and accent colors that complement it while maintaining high contrast for usability. Ensure your colors work consistently across all platforms, basically your app, website, ads, and product packaging if you have any physical products, should all reinforce your brand identity. So make sure your CTAs, your call to action buttons, are clear and attention grabbing, and test your colors under different conditions to ensure maximum accessibility. And so now, finally, let's talk about the long-term impact of strong brand colors. So studies show that brands with a consistent color palette see a 33% increase in recognition. That's why we instantly recognize brands like Facebook, Instagram, Coca-Cola, and Google. They never change. Or at least sometimes they'll change maybe their name, but usually the colors stay the same. So the same principle applies to your brand. If you change colors too often, you lose consistency and brand trust. The most successful companies stick with timeless, scalable color schemes that can evolve without losing identity. And so now, here's what you need to do next. Look at your brand colors right now. Do they evoke the right emotions? Do they make your brand stand out compared to the other brands or the other competitors? Are they consistent across all platforms? Do they make your call to actions pop? If not, it's time to refine them. And so run a competitor analysis and see where you can differentiate. Choose colors that will be instantly recognizable and scalable as you grow. And most importantly, make sure they look just as good in an app store listing as they do on a billboard. We'll see you in the next course.